Hi, this is Roy Boy. That's my username, and this is the Diablo 3 beta. Basically, I'm just doing sort of a quick review of sort of the skill system and the rune system change. I'm using my monk here because what I want to do is show you how you can sort of use two skills from the same skill family or category. In this case, two skills that can generate spirit for the monk and still have them functional on your hotbar here. So here's the new skill system. By pressing S, you get the new screen that comes up. And it's quite a bit different from the beta patch 12. You don't actually see all of your skills grouped together, and that was one of the big complaints, is that you can't see them all at the same time. So now what's happened is that they're now sort of grouped into different categories, and there's 6 categories. The first 2 here, I believe, are common for all 5 character classes, and then you have the 4 kind of subcategories here, and they're different for each class. So the monk has all the mantras are listed here under conviction and so forth, and then defensive skills, and whatever the barbarian has his, and the demon hunter has hers. So overall, I don't actually think that the new menu screen looks all that bad. It is pretty big. It does take up a lot of space, but it's fairly well laid out. It's pretty clear. I mean, you can see where you're going. So the navigation isn't really all that bad. I mean, it looks, fairly decent as well. So the big thing, though, is that each of these skills in their categories, so for the primary, for instance, they're all tied to a single button or key for functionality. So all 3 of these primary skills here that develop spirit for the monk are all tied to my left mouse button. And in this mode here, you don't have any other choice. You can't actually assign these skills to any other key. So I'm stuck having Fists of Thunder, Deadly Reach, and Exploding Palm on my left click. So, and I mean, it does kind of sort of restrict things, I suppose. I mean, not exactly sure why Blizzard did this, but for whatever the reason, they're trying to make it more user friendly, I guess, or maybe for, beginners who are new to the game, to sort of make it, make more sense, I guess. But for some people who want more, functionality, more freedom, you can use the elective mode to kind of free up, unlock these skills and have them placed in any of the active slots, and I'm just going to show you how to do that in just a second. So anyway, so here, primary skills, you have the 3. These are the runes that you unlock as you level up. I'm using Piercing Trident for Deadly Reach. Here's the corresponding runes that you get as you reach certain levels. So, I mean, the big change is that runes are no longer physical items that drop anymore that will enable your skills or allow you access to more powerful skill or modification options. Now, as you level up, not only do you just unlock your primary skills, but you also unlock the skill runes, which add the additional effects. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. In the short term, I think it'll actually be good because you'll have more variety, be more diversity. It'll keep the game more interesting, and you won't have these dead zones that they were talking about. On the other hand, though, everyone will have access to the same skills and the same skill modifications and rune enhancements. So, but as you can see here, it'll take a while. As you even progress, as you level up, you're not going to have access to some of the strongest rune effects till quite late in the game. So most likely it may even be Hell or even Nightmare. So by no means are you going to have access to all these right away. So anyways, back to the interface. This is the secondary. It's the same scenario. You have your 4 skills that are assigned to your right mouse button, and in this current configuration, you have no way to assign these to any other button. So I've got Lashing Tail Kick, and the same goes for your defensive skills here as well. You have here they are, your primary ones, your skill runes, your rune effects here that I've unlocked. I have this monk is level 11 or 10 or 11, I believe, and then all of your mantras are here, and there's their corresponding runes and their effects. So they're all tied, all categorized, and these ones here in particular are all tied to your action bars. So I haven't unlocked any of the techniques or focus yet, so that'll be whatever else comes later in the game. And then down here you have your passive skills. So the passive skills are laid out pretty well. They're actually all on this one screen, so you can kind of hover over them, see what they do, decide what you might like, for whatever it is. So that's actually fairly good, fairly straightforward. So currently I have 4 skills active, so I can use, here's Blinding Flash. I can fire up my mantra. This is a cool skill here, Deadly Reach, and this is with the Piercing Trident rune, so it looks actually really awesome. Animation looks great. I can use my Lashing Tail Kick. So So I mean, a lot of times, for most of the characters I find I usually have almost like, 4 skills, active at all times, which is a good thing. So, it makes it more interesting. So now the problem is, though, what happens, let's say if you're playing a monk and you want to have 2 skills in your primary category active at the same time. Well, in this current configuration, you can't do it. So what you have to do is you have to go to elective mode. So you got to go to your main menu here and go to your gameplay. And all you have to do is check off this box, hit apply, accept. Let's return to the game. And now what happens is that it basically kind of goes back to beta patch 12. And now you can basically assign your skills to anywhere on this hotbar here. So what I can do now, let's say I want, in the case of the monk, a lot of his skills, they all have 3 animations. So it's kind of cool when you can actually chain a bunch of them together and you get different effects and you can apply more damage. So I like to use Deadly Reach usually, and with Exploding Palm. So what I can do now is I can go, if I don't want to use Blinding Flash, I can go here. And now I can use these arrows to navigate to the primary group, and I can enable Exploding Palm. I can hit accept, and bang. Now I've got 2 of the monk's primary spirit generating skills active on my hotbar, similar to before where you could actually, move the skills to anywhere you wanted. So that's cool because you can see here what you can do. If I use Deadly Reach for the first 2 strikes, and then I use Exploding Palm, you get the last 3rd strike with the bleed effect of Exploding Palm. So you can kind of chain together the monk's attacks in different sequences to get, the different effects that you want at a given time. So that's kind of cool, actually. That's actually something I really like about the monk, is that it seems you're a lot more active when you're engaging enemies, and you can chain together different skills that you have in different sequences. In beta patch 12 I was even using up to like 3 of his primary attacks. I think I had Exploding Palm, Deadly Reach, and Crippling Wave. Kind of synchronizing them all together in different ways to attack. So that's pretty awesome. I mean, all the animations look awesome as well. And, overall, I don't think that actually the new skill system is that bad. I mean, yeah, it's different, but, it's still fairly functional. And, I mean, it's actually really not that hard to navigate around it and find what you need. I mean, all the descriptions, everything's really there. So it's not, the end of the world. I mean, yeah, it is different. It does kind of suck that, runes are no longer physical items that you're not going to be able to find, which would have probably, enhanced the end game value or treasure hunting a little bit more. But the system isn't all that bad, so it's quite functional. It's definitely going to, I think, improve the game in the early levels and the middle levels, and it's still going to take quite a while to unlock all of the skill rune effects for all of the corresponding skills. Like you may not even get to some of those skills until you're in Inferno mode. So it's going to be quite some time. It's not going to be something that bang, you're going to be able to have a sorceress. Meteor modified to Meteor Storm. So, but anyways, that's a look at the new skill system and the interface and how you enable the elective mode. Thanks for listening.